with that being said, the top 10, man, is this right to you guys, or would you guys change it?
I'll go first. Okay. First, I want to say I don't have any crazy issues with the list. Okay. I agree with the top two. Yoke is one, Giannis is two. No complaint there. When I go to the bottom of the list, I'm okay with Lillard at 10, Tatum at 9, Davis at 8, LeBron at 7. LeBron is not a top 5 player anymore. So if you had him in your top 5, that's blasphemous. I agree with the bottom. I'm okay with the bottom here. What my issue is here is, okay, I don't think Steph is the third best player in the league. I think it's Joel Embiid right now. He's the reigning MVP. And I think right now there's no way you could tell me Luka Doncic is better than Joel Embiid. No shot. No shot. Doncic is the white James Harden. A lot of offensive plays well, puts up a lot of numbers, but hasn't won anything, and he doesn't do it well on defense. He's a top 10 player. He is not the fourth best player in the NBA, and I am a Doncic fan. I really am, but he's not. He's just not. He's kind of reminding me a little bit of Justin Herbert. Like he's got to win in the playoffs. He's got to do a little more. Embiid is third on my list. Kevin Durant is fourth on my list. And fifth is Steph Curry. That is the way I have that order right there. Doncic is not better than Embiid or Durant. Hell, I'm not sure I'm putting him over LeBron right now either. So other than that, I don't think the list is terrible. I'm okay with the top two. The bottom looks fine. It's just the middle there. Doncic is not better than Embiid and Durant. I think Embiid's the third best player. He's a reigning MVP. Other than that, no huge issues. I think actually for once, as a collective vote, I think we've done well.
Go ahead, see. I want to make a correction, man. It was not unanimous. Jokic was not unanimous number one because I had Giannis number one.
Oh, okay.
I had Giannis number one. By the slimmest margin, I had Giannis number one just because if I was building a team, I'm taking Giannis. I'm taking Giannis over anybody.
That's fair.
Now, the other discrepancy I had is basically the same thing Yvonne was saying, man. Luka. No way is he the fourth best player in the NBA, bro. He's not the fourth best player in the NBA. I didn't have him in my top 10. I think he's a product of the hype train. Everybody wants Luka to be great. He's 1-0. He's a big offensive player. I don't really like his game. I can't deny that he's a scorer, but he hadn't won anything. It hadn't translated to victories, so I can't have him in the top 10. That means he's better than Tatum. He's better than Dame Lillard, Devin Booker, Ja Morant. I can't have that. I can't go with that. All of those guys have won playoff series. He hadn't won one yet. I can't have him in the top 10 over those guys. Definitely not over a LeBron or a KD, and definitely not a Steph. I didn't have Steph at. I had Steph at 4 on my list. What was he, 3 overall on ours?
Yes, Steph was 3 overall.
No, I had him at 4. Then I had LeBron. LeBron is still a top 5 player, man. LeBron top 5, man.
I will say this though, Doncic has won playoff series. He knocked out Phoenix with Booker and CP3. He knocked out Kawhi and PG a couple years ago in the COVID. So I mean, he's gotten some playoff. I think he's deserving of being guys over like Lillard though, because Lillard I thought underachieved a little bit in Portland compared to what Doncic's done in Dallas.
I don't know. This is how I look at it. I look at this. This is how I compare people. You put them on that team and put him on that team. Which season? Which one would have been better? You know what I mean? You put Luka in Portland and you put Dame in Dallas with Kyrie. I guarantee you, Dame and Kyrie do better than they make the playoffs.
Well, that's not a fair argument to me because Kyrie and Luka didn't play that many games together.
Right.
Now this year would be
They had a terrible record.
this year will be a fair assessment. I will
Yeah.
give you that. It will be a fair assessment. If they don't do it this year, I'm with you 1,000%. But the Mavs roster is not great. I seen Dame lose a first round series where they were the favorite, and he had CJ McCollum, and I want to say he had he played with Aldridge one year for sure, if not more than
I
that.
think Aldridge was gone that year, but
So-
that was
so-
New Orleans, man. We were cooking that year.
So what I'm saying to y'all is I disagree with y'all. I think Luka is a stud. I think he's one of them ones that
I think he's
carries
top
Dallas.
10.
He
He's top
literally carries Dallas into the playoffs and goes against teams that have multiple superstars, like he just told you, in Kawhi and Paul George, and win series like that. So I have no issue if you have Luka. Luka's a top 5 player to me. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Wow.
My issue, I have 2 issues. Anthony Davis is not a top 10 player. Stop. I don't care what y'all tell me. I'm not talking about talent. We're not talking about talent. Is he talented? Absolutely. You won't hear me argue that. Anthony Davis is not a top 10 player. We got to stop with that notion until he plays consistently. Luka does it from beginning of the year to the end of the year, first half, second half. LeBron does that. KD does that. All the guys that we saying, they show up night in and night out. AD does not do that. And one day he might look like Joel Embiid. The next moment he may look like who's the center for the Knicks? What's his name? I can't think of Mitchell Robinson. I just don't know what I'm getting from AD. Is he talented? I will not deny him. He is. The guy that's getting robbed in the MBS rankings, I'm not even a big fan of, but I'm going to give him his flowers right here, and that's Jimmy Butler. I don't care what nobody tells me. Listen to this. 2 times in the NBA Finals, knocked off Giannis, knocked off Jason Tatum. All the guys y'all ranked in the top 10, guess what the Heat did? Beat them, led by Jimmy Butler. Yes, he didn't win a ring, but he got there. And he knocked off the guys that y'all just said was the best. You voted him number 1. And he beat them twice in the playoffs. In 5 games, I think it'll sweep the other one. Man, Jimmy Butler is a top 10 player. You don't have to like him. You don't have to think he's the most flashiest guy. When everybody was teaming up and he could have went anywhere he wanted to go, he chose to go to Miami and said, we're going to get to the finals. We're going to win a championship. He hasn't won it. But to say he went there, Jimmy Butler, I'm putting him in the top 10. AD is out for me.
Okay. I want to. Davis won a title, and LeBron doesn't win that ring in LA without him. I know he's inconsistent, but that's what makes him top 10 in my opinion.
But it's not. We're talking about this year. That was years back.
Well, you just made the argument for Butler going into this
just
year.
Went to the finals. He just went to the finals.
But going into this year, I don't see it.
Maybe not. But you think the Lakers going to the finals? Hell no.
Hold on, guys. Before we get all of that right now. So as far as the top 10, let's go. Shout out to everybody that voted. Even shout out to Vodafly. Make sure you go follow and subscribe to his channel. As far as the top 10, just to correct it, there was 2 people that did vote Giannis at 1, and C was one of them. As far as Joel Embiid goes, the reason why he wasn't voted as the 3rd best player, he was voted really low by a lot of people. A lot of people. There's a good amount of people that voted that had Joel Embiid outside of the top 5. There were some.
They should have their vote taken away.
Yeah, there were some that voted him, in the top 5. As far as Steph Curry go, he had a lot of number 3 votes. He had a lot of number 3 votes, which helped his case. Luka Doncic, his highest voting was number 3. He had a lot of 3 and 4 votes. And that came Joel Embiid. Guys that did not get voted in, John Morant had a couple votes. SGA had a couple votes. Kawhi had a couple votes.
Wow.
A lot of
I had Kawhi in my top 10.
So
I would take all them over Anthony Davis.
I think, and then obviously we posted it on social media. A lot of people's gripe when it came to this people in social media was that they feel like LeBron's a top 5 player. They think
No, he's
LeBron's
not
a
top
top 5
five.
player.
That's just LeBron fans.
Yeah, yeah. So they think
Bruh.
LeBron's the top 5 player. Some people felt like Devin Booker should have been in the top 10.
I have
So
no
that
issue
goes
with that.
so that goes to my next topic. X, you kind of, you kind of brought it up a little bit, but what player got snubbed in the from the top 10? Who
Jimmy
should have been
Butler.
on the top 10?
Jimmy Butler got. I mean, dog. I don't even like Jimmy Butler, so it's bad because I'm not even a fan of him. Like that's not my guy at all. But I understand. Like, dog. If anybody else does what Jimmy Butler does, if you take, like C said, remove Jimmy Butler and put Devin Booker over there, and he brings the Miami Heat to the finals. In that same scenario, everybody has Devin Booker in the top 10. And Paul George, whoever you want to put. Kawhi Leonard does that with the Heat. We put him in the top 10, and there's no questions asked. You don't have to like Jimmy Butler. You don't have to be your favorite player, but you have to give respect to what the man did last year. That was a phenomenal run going into this season. I got to put Jimmy Butler as a top 10 player. I'm not saying I'm a fan, but he is a top 10 player in my mind.
Okay. The guy that got snubbed for me is Kawhi. Look, I know he's been a little banged up and everything. He's still one of the top 10 best players in the world. We're talking about this year, right? So he's healthy. He's top 10 player when healthy, and this year going into it, he's healthy. Also, see, LeBron's not top 5. Here's my top 5. Tell me if he's better than any of these guys. Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, KD, and Steph. Right now, he's not better than any of them.
He's better than KD.
No,
Wow.
He's better than KD.
no, he's not.
Hey, I'll even make the case, and I'll say this. I'll be real honest with y'all. I did not vote him higher than them, but I have no issue if somebody voted Jason Tatum higher than LeBron James. Y'all can get mad if y'all want. I going into this season, Jason Tatum is one of them dudes to me. I can clearly see him win the MVP. I'm not saying he will because I didn't vote him MVP. I think Jokic is going to win MVP. But Jason Tatum and the Celtics are going to be good.
Let me correct Yvonne right quick, man.
He's not better than KD, bro.
All right, let me is. What has KD done outside of the Warriors?
Well, last year he won 2 games against Jokic and Denver, the champs, and LeBron got swept with AD on his team.
Okay, and so put LeBron on that team. Put LeBron on that team instead of KD. Do they beat?
They get swept. They get swept.
I agree too. I think so.
No way, man. No way. First
This
off,
is not LeBron in Miami, bro. It's a different LeBron.
LeBron won the championship 3 years ago, bro.
That's a
3
long
years
time,
ago.
LeBron. That's a long
It's
time.
about to be 4.
Huh?
It's about to be 4 years.
It's about to be 4. How long since KD has won a playoff series?
How good y'all think the
He
Lakers
won
gonna
last
be?
year against the Clippers.
Yeah, they beat the Clippers last year.
It was ass though, man. Come on, bro.
No, actually, people were picking the Clippers to win that series. Actually,
they were, but I mean, come on, man. I'll put it like this: him by himself, that's Devin Booker's team. That's Devin Booker's team, and he is.
So you got Devin Booker over KD in your rankings.
Let me
Come
see.
on,
Come on.
Come on, Steve.
No, I don't, and that's really just off KD being KD.
Exactly.
And he got a J, but whose team is that? That don't mean it's his team. That's Devin Booker's team.
It was D Wade's team in Miami. Doesn't make D Wade better. So what?
It wasn't D Wade's team in Miami.
Yeah,
it was D Wade's team
No,
the first year when they lost. Yeah,
that was always D Wade's
following
team,
3 years. That was LeBron's team.
LeBron's best player.
You know the bad thing
team.
about y'all arguing about
LeBron's
this?
team.
I hate to say this, and I've said it, and people get mad at me. I said it in college football that Nick Saban's done winning championships. I'm gonna say it right now. The days of LeBron James, KD, Steph Curry, them winning a championship, that's over with. I'm telling y'all, y'all can forget about it. The Suns are not winning the championship. I watched them last night. I don't think they're better than Denver. I don't. I'm just being honest with y'all.
Well, they also play without Beal.
They did play without Bradley Beal. That is fair, but Man, the Lakers are definitely. You can give that up right now. That's over with. That
I
ship
think,
is
Boy,
I
they're better
sailed.
think,
than Denver
I
right now,
think,
man.
I think if the Suns can get 2 games on Denver last year, and now they add Beal
And Nurkic.
and
Don't forget
Nurkic,
Nurkic. People's not giving
agreed,
him credit for Nurkic.
agreed. Nurkic fits well. He just needs to stay healthy. I think the Suns are better than Denver, and I'm telling y'all, KD's still KD, bro.
Nah, man.
Okay.
All right, so to
Let's
answer the
see.
question,
Who you felt was snubbed?
Devin Booker. Devin Booker wasn't in
I'm
the top
okay
10.
with that.
I'm okay with
Wasn't in
that.
the top 10. Devin Booker is an assassin, bro. If you need a bucket, he can go get it for you. And I definitely put him over a lot of those guys that were in the top 10. Anthony Davis, you can get the hell out of the top 10, bro. I'm putting Devin Booker in for sure. Luca, Chaz out the top 10, bro. Put
Wow,
Devin Booker
really?
in. Um,
Wow.
I believe Devin Booker is better than both of those guys for sure.
Wow.
And
Y'all disrespectful to Luca, bro.
Luca, man, come on, bro. He's Luca's not that guy.
I am in the top 10. I'm not disrespectful.
But my thing is the only thing that X almost had a point on with Jimmy Butler is I don't think you take Devin Booker and put him in Miami and he leads them to the finals. I'm going by my own logic here. I don't think you take him, put him on Miami and he takes them to the finals. Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy is different.
But that's what I saw last. That's the last person I saw.
But we're talking about the regular season.
Yeah, no, it's going into the season. I get that, but last person I saw looked like Michael Jordan out there. That's the guy I saw.
But I know he just doesn't do that during the season, man. He doesn't do it.
Man, I voted him in, even though I'm not the biggest fan. I gave him his flowers, and I stand on that. I mean, hey, you can't count the Heat out, man.
I can. They're not better than they're not better than Boston or Giannis.
Though, Boston winning the whole thing, I think, this year. Y'all can laugh at that if y'all want to.
The championship?
The championship.
Over Denver.
Over Denver. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. So as far as the getting snubbed part, Kawhi, he only out of the 16 people that voted this year, only 2 people voted Kawhi into the top 10. When it came to Jimmy Butler, only 2 people voted him into the top 10. When it came to Devin Booker, only 3 people voted him into the top 10. When it came to Anthony Davis, a lot of people feel like he shouldn't be on there. At least eight people voted him into the top 10.
Not me.
So, yeah, obviously. But as far as a guy that got snubbed, I agree with you. I think it was Jimmy Butler. Last year we were talking about praising Jimmy Butler. He should be a top 10 player, top 10 player, top 10 player, top 10 player if he does this. He did all of that, went to the finals. And obviously, I still feel like he's a top 10 player after what he did in the postseason and entering this season. I still feel like he's a top 10 player. You take Jimmy Butler out of this team, Miami is probably going to be lottery. I mean, one of the worst teams. Jimmy Butler gives this team a great chance, and he's the type that could take over the game anytime he wants to. Jimmy Butler had an average game today. The Miami Heat still won. They barely beat the Detroit Pistons today, despite Cade Cunningham going for 30.
Another guy having a fantasy team.
Well, to defend Butler there though, he never puts 100% effort in the regular season. He cares about the playoffs.
Yeah, but when it comes to postseason, he'll take it over anytime he wants to. Obviously, we were able to see that, but I think Butler is the one that got snubbed.
But that's load management. You can't not care about the regular season, just want to show up for the playoffs, man. You got to play if you on the court, you got to ball like you can.
But that's what I'm saying. His ceiling, what we saw last year, I would take that ceiling over Anthony Davis. Even Anthony Davis is best. I like.
Really? No.
Dog, Jimmy Butler looked like Michael Jordan. Jimmy Butler looked like Michael Jordan last year in the playoffs. That's what
So
people
did
were
Harold
saying.
Miner. Harold Miner looked like Michael
No,
Really
Jordan.
no, we gotta
quick,
talk.
quick.
No, 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 no,
Well,
no,
hold
no,
on,
no. I'm
hold
not
on,
talking about look like. I'm talking about play like. He was
hold on,
playing like
hold,
Michael Jordan last year.
hold on. Cool, really quick question to you guys. A player that got no votes at all, where I think he possibly could be a top 10 player, was Kyrie. Do you feel like he should be top 10?
No, no. It's a look. Kyrie was top 10 when he was still in Cleveland. He's not top 10 anymore. Uh, in order to be top 10, he and Luca need to go to the finals this year, and he needs to be a huge reason why to be top 10.
Okay, Kawhi, I know you, man. Okay, I got what he's.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy I think that could enter the top 10 that wasn't in the top 10, obviously outside of the guys that we kind of like played around with, named. I think, oh man, I think John Morant is the
Yep.
guy that really could enter into the top 10 if he comes back and is on a tear and Memphis does more than what they did last season, the postseason, not regular season. I'm talking about postseason. He could make a difference, but John Morant, he got to chill out off the court.
Yeah, and if we talking about talent wise and actually on the court, John Morant would be in the top 10. I think probably everybody's, but we don't know if he's ever gonna be right to be able to be on the court, man. You never know that he's gonna miss 25 games this year, and who knows, he might do something else stupid. And
Oh yeah, me and Q had one more guy we mentioned yesterday on the phone together. Y'all can laugh, but this guy I think has a chance if he can win. Anthony Edwards. I think this kid can soar if they can win. That plays a part. You have to win, but if he can, he could change some things.
I think they lost tonight.
Yeah, and by the way, John Morant only received 2 votes this year, so only 2 people voted John Morant in. But with